This is the All Things Nerd Podcast, Season 3, Episode 40. On tonight's show, we have In a World, so we're going to do some movie trailer reactions. We're also going to talk about the John Wick spin-off. We're going to talk about George R.R. Martin's latest excuses and some PlayStation 5 details that we've gotten so far, which has us excited. That, along with rapid-fire news and a dramatic reading of a Batman script. Stay tuned.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So, with that, here's the intro. Hello to all the Geek Enthusiasts and Nerd Aficionados. This is Mess 5150 back with another All Things Nerd podcast. This is Season 3, Episode 40. We are still here. We have a few more episodes this year before we take our break and our hiatus. So make sure that you get all caught up and that you're here every week to listen to us live at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Twitch. That's twitch.tv/Malice Corp. And if you want to check out anything else, make sure you're looking us up on Stitcher, Spotify, anywhere that you listen to podcasts, or head over to malice-corp.com. With that, you have me, the host, Mess5150. Also joining us on the cast this week, we have 4 other compatriots in crime, our other Geek Enthusiasts, Nerd Aficionados. First up and foremost, we have Aaron back on the cast. How are you, sir?
I'm fantastic, brother. How are you?
I can't pronounce Aaron, apparently.
It's okay. It's
you know what? Go see Oshag Hennessy, okay?
there's too many vowels, man.
Principal Oshag Hennessy.
And you just heard his sultry tone. That is ICZorro on the cast. How are you, sir?
Well, the sultry tones are thanks to whiskey and cigarettes. Also, I'm just happy to be here. Love you guys.
Yeah, sometimes we're happy to have you here.
Well, sometimes, yeah. I get it. I'm an acquired taste.
Back on the cast, we have Super Hoovian Freak. Hello.
Hello. It's nice to be back.
Yay. And then lastly, new to the All Things Nerd podcast. You've seen him elsewhere, and he has a fantastic podcast you should be checking out called Boot to the Face. We have a bearded master on the cast. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. Hello, everybody. Hope you guys are doing well. Can't wait to get this started. Happy to be here.
He is. If you're watching the video version, he is not that white and pale. He's just getting really washed out by the light in his room.
Yeah, you gotta take that floodlight off your face, bro.
If I take it off, I become the Batcave in here. You can't see me at all.
Well, and that's the thing.
We're going to talk about the Batcave later.
Well, that's the thing is he heard about our interview that we had last week with Athena Finger, the granddaughter of the creator of Batman, and he figured, hey, let's get a floodlight and do a bat signal on his face, and it just, yeah.
By the way, she was amazing. That was a fun interview. If you listen to this show, go listen to that episode. She was rocking it.
Yes.
I tried putting my actual bat signal on, but it doesn't shine very much, so I figured I had to put the other one on.
Okay. Yeah. So we start this show out talking about what we've been geeking out on. That's what's things we've been doing for the last week to tickle our nerd fancy and what you should be staying away from if it's not worthwhile. So here's Get Your Geek On.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that.
I got nothing new. It's the same. I'm so close. I'm so close.
So close to done with the Arrowverse.
I'm so close to being
Except
done.
that there's new seasons starting.
Exactly.
I know.
Exactly.
All of the new seasons just started.
I know.
Oh, dang it.
I know. I have one whole year of shows to watch of the Arrowverse. I'm 3/4 of the way through the year before last year's episode. So I halfway through this season.
Who are your current villains?
Rain for Supergirl. And the one dude just got taken out. The hacker got taken out on Arrow.
Okay.
The guy that was
Ben Linus?
Yeah.
Michael Emerson?
Yeah, Michael Emerson just got killed.
And you're in for such good stuff.
And Flash is he just got out of jail. No, he
So
just
the thinker.
they were gonna
Arrow.
get him out of jail, and then he's like, "No, I'm gonna stay." Stupid.
Yeah. It's the thinker, right?
Oh no! Yeah, they did just get him out of jail because they did the acting like he was the other doctor. He made himself look like the stretchy,
Yes.
elongate man. Yeah. So yes, DeVoe is the villain there, and Legends is the same villain that always pops up. Is Damien Dark?
Yeah, Legends doesn't matter. They're gonna recycle villains over and over.
I can tell.
It's a time traveling show.
Yeah, so that's what I've been geeking out on. I got nothing to stay away from because I've been stuck in that loop trying to get that. Let's talk about what everybody else has been doing. Hey, Ron, what you been geeking out on this week?
Joker.
I think that's what most
Just
people
Joker.
are doing.
We can combine the two of us, I think.
I have no eyes for anything but Joaquin Phoenix this week. He's the man.
If that dude doesn't win an Oscar, I'm gonna be pissed.
I'm gonna
We will riot.
riot.
If it's just us two-man riot, I'm dead.
It's enough. It's enough. They have no idea the damage that I'm gonna incur.
Okay. And that's, I guess, what both of you have been geeking out on this week is, I mean...
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
That movie is fantastic, and I will never watch it again.
Really?
It's really uncomfortable.
It's fantastic and it's disturbing.
It makes you mentally uncomfortable to watch the thing. I wanted to quit smoking after watching that movie.
But would you watch the potential sequel? Because Joaquin has said he's willing to play the character.
Yes.
But
Sequel. Yeah.
I don't want them to.
Okay.
No, I don't either.
I love that this is encapsulated in its own little perfect bubble, and I don't want them to go outside of it. I don't need two of them. There's no reason to make two of them. They can go off and
there's no reason for him to continue that character. He already nailed it.
Okay,
Exactly.
so let me ask this just to toot my own horn since I haven't watched Joker yet and I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
When I first said that this casting and who was writing and everything, even before just the first announcement that we got of Joaquin doing this, I stated this over a year ago that this would be the best DC film that they've made. Was I right? Or was I?
It's not a DC film.
Not a comic book film, but
It's
DC.
not. No, this is not a DC film. This is so good beyond DC.
Mhm.
I don't know if it's made by DC. I'm sure they.
No, it's still Warner Brothers DC. It's
literally,
still, yeah.
We literally talked to Athena Finger last week. This does not feel like a DC project.
Not a comic book movie, and I never said this would be the best comic book movie. I said this would
not
be the
even-
best.
It's not even really a comic book movie.
It's not.
It's,
I knew that.
This is some Martin Scorsese Taxi Driver shit. This is not.
Yes.
Which is exactly what Athena Finger said.
Well, that's accurate though.
She's
Like,
right. She's
It's
absolutely
gritty.
right.
It's depressing.
You go back and watch before you see this movie. Go watch Taxi Driver or go watch
Yes.
Serpico or something like that, and watch the development of the main characters, and then you can trace almost that exact same thing. You can see the bricks fall as this guy is slowly crumbling.
It's
And-
beautiful. They build up everything that he has, and then they take everything away.
Wow.
Then he becomes you need to see that movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the plan. It just timing hasn't been working. Hey,
But I don't ever want to
Bearded
see it.
Master, what have you been geeking out on?
All right. Yeah, I haven't had a chance to watch Joker yet. Because I actually had tickets last Friday to go watch it and ended up having to cancel. So I haven't got a chance to watch it yet. However, to be honest, I got so back and behind. I just caught up, finally finished. Actually, no, I have one episode left of Preacher to finish for the Caesar series finale, and then Walking Dead is back this week. So was watching some of the last season before Sunday, watched season premiere, and then right now I am from the wrestling universe. So with the amount of content and premieres and new stuff that's out over the last 2 weeks, it's literally like 7 hours of wrestling, a minimum a week. Been literally trying my free time today. I spent watching 4 different wrestling shows this week just so I can have the content. That's basically been taking up all my free time.
I'm mad at WWE right now. So Well, Kevin
I
Smith.
wanted to ask,
Kevin
have you
Smith
seen
showed
the-
up on AEW, and because he showed up on AEW, WWE is now like boycotting Kevin Smith. Like they won't. That just makes me mad. So yeah, I
So
support
when
Kevin Smith.
One of the trailers
Yeah, but
that I thought,
it's not like he just showed up though. He was actually part of
I know.
AEW storyline.
I know, but
So-
still, it's Kevin Smith. He should be allowed to go everywhere.
Absolutely. You wouldn't
Vince-
turn Silent Bob away.
Vince is a petty little schoolgirl, man.
Yep.
That's what it is.
So yeah, I would ask Super what she's been geeking out on, but she apparently probably got a customer or ran to the bathroom. I don't know. She disappeared. Okay, let's just get into it. We wanted Super to be here for it, but unfortunately, she's, I think, got a customer. So,
yeah,
this segment is called In a World.
In a city, in a town, in a world, they thought they had it all figured out. But there was one thing they didn't plan on.
This is when we talk about the movie trailers that have been coming out that fall more into that geeky and nerdy sphere and our reactions to said trailers. First up, we're going to talk about the Pixar film Onward, which when we first got the trailer, for the very first trailer we got, it was showing us that it looked like just a little road trip film in a fantasy world with like two brothers. And now we got the actual plot trailer, which showed us what the whole road trip's about. They're bringing their dead father back to life for one day, and they're only able to resurrect half of them, and they got 24 hours to get the other half of them. And yeah, it's interesting, to say the least, on what the aspects are.
it's Pixar meets Weekend at Bernie's.
Yes,
That's
it's
exactly
Weekend at
what I
Bernie's.
got. Yeah.
Love it.
I don't know. I mean, it's Pixar. They're gonna have a great story. You know, regardless of whatever we see in the trailer, it's gonna be a good movie. Pixar doesn't put out crap, so I'm gonna watch it. I'm not excited about it.
I state my case as Cars 2, if you want to say they don't put out crap.
Okay, you're right. You're right.
Well,
They do
hold on,
put
hold
out
on.
a little bit of crap.
Cars 3 was worse than Cars 2, so we can start with that one first.
Most of us didn't even make it to Cars 3.
I
I
forgot
totally
that
did.
Cars
I
3 ever
totally
got made.
Didn't even know it. Yeah. Didn't even
But yeah,
know it
to go with
existed.
it, like when I first heard about the show and what they were doing, I was like, okay, well, I'll stay tuned to see what it is. I've never been really disappointed, even with Cars 3. Still never really been disappointed with Pixar. I love Pixar. But now we got a trailer and we actually hear what's going on. And the two main the brothers, we got Tom Holland and Chris Pratt, and they make like the perfect little Big Brothers situation. And I think it's going to be money with the two of them playing as brothers or
Yeah, I
voicing
think-
brothers.
I just think
They're
it was an interesting twist on how the trailer played out, where it was like I said, the first trailer we got was like, oh, look, road trip movie with trolls or whatever, you know, and then this whole like, you can only bring back half just the legs too. That's the funny thing about it.
Oh.
They're only-
Yeah,
and so,
it's a good device.
well, the
I
touching
mean, if you look at it
moments-
this way, though, it might be the opportunity for them to give us a movie without us breaking out in tears, like Toy Story 4 and Coco. And
Oh no, dude! It's
mean,
about their dead dad. We're gonna cry at some point.
yeah, but I don't know. I don't know. I think it's gonna be more of an uplifting, like emotion, like encouraging show. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be like a heartbreaking, like it was Grandma Coco the whole time.
¿Por qué no los dos?
Oh.
that's gonna happen is they're gonna finally resurrect him fully, and it's not gonna be actually their dad, and they're gonna be like, who are you?
It's some random ghost walking around their dad's pants.
It's the wizard that killed their father, and they have to fight him.
Nice. And then that's when number 2 starts. Boom.
Now, honestly, I wouldn't even be upset. That would be an amazing plot twist.
Well, at that point, there's a really nice possibility for crossover with the animated Ghostbusters.
Yes.
The question is, okay, have we looked this up on IMDb? Is there a voice for the father? Because I want to know who the father would be. Who do you guys want the
No,
father
They
to be?
I have
they haven't
Eugene
yet.
Levy.
Oh,
Eugene Levy? Really?
they've only that'd
That's
be
what I would
perfect.
love.
They've only announced 5 voices actors so far.
Oh, boys,
okay.
I'm back from the dead.
Tom Holland,
Eyebrows.
Chris
Well,
Pratt,
we've got
Okay.
Pratt, and we've got Tom
Holland,
Holland.
and then we got Octavia Spencer, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, And obviously, it's a Pixar movie, so you know you have John Ratzenberger in there at some point.
Of course.
Yeah, but get RDJ.
I mean, that's a
get
fantastic
RDJ to
cat.
be the father. Give me some Robert Downey Jr. Give me that Marvel connection. all
If
together.
you put RDJ in there, and you have not only that, but you have
No.
him
And it's
Tom
Tom
Holland.
Holland's character meeting him for the first time, and being
There's my
like,
No.
There's my
No.
tears.
I
and
can
I'm done.
guarantee you they didn't, because if they did, they would have him on the marketing. There's no way that they did.
That's why it would be so genius, because it's like something Pixar would do, to be that surprise voice.
Do you know how much money they would have to give him to do
It's
it?
Pixar. It's Disney. Disney owes him everything.
Isn't he essentially retired at this
They
point?
have contract
No,
with him
he's
still. He's
retired.
doing other stuff with them still.
He just said the other day that he'd be open to some kind of MCU work still.
Yeah, and
So-
I'm sure he's going to do it. I mean, it has been way too lucrative. I mean, just off of Endgame and Infinity War alone, he made like $150 million.
The dude has
And that was just off the
solid
back.
8 figures of wealth.
Yeah, that was just off the back end. That wasn't even what they paid him in a check for actually being in the movie. That was him just saying, "Hey, I want a percentage of the cut of the box office." So yeah, he's
in the chat. Peteopolis does say Pixar fuels itself on your tears. So
That's how it runs.
Yeah,
that first 10 minutes of Up, that's the perfect movie.
What didn't they have a actual, like, one of their movies was an emotional movie, like about emotions?
Yes.
Yeah, Inside Out.
Inside Out. Boom. They literally made that movie because of that.
I despise that.
Yeah,
Inside
in
Out.
our face.
it was a very meta movie.
Outside of the imaginary friend, I hated that film. Couldn't stand it. Hated it.
Oh man, I loved it so much.
Hated Inside Out.
Dude, the fact that they actually Pixar, a children's focused group, went and got Lewis Black to play Anger.
I love the casting. I loved the casting on it.
beautiful
I wasn't a fan of it. So, moving on to the next
I was
trailer.
just mad that guy didn't do more finger things.
Moving on to the next trailer, the surprise trailer for me, because I saw the first trailer for this and I was like, and then I saw this newest one and I was like, okay, this actually, I wouldn't be
Looks
opposed
kinda
to seeing
good.
this. Charlie's Angels, the Charlie's Angels
So-
remake.
You said you didn't like I'll come off the first trailer, and I'm not gonna lie, that first trailer I watched, I was on board with right then and there.
No,
I don't know what it was. I enjoyed the trailer I saw. I felt they had a good mix. What's her name? The girl who played
Kristen Stewart.
No, Naomi Scott.
Naomi
I
Scott.
love Naomi Scott from Power Rangers, Aladdin. I love Naomi Scott. But it just, for me, I felt like the first series of Charlie's Angels was gone off of star power, and it hit flat for me. Of course, when those three movies came out, I was between like 12 and 15 years old, so I really didn't care because they just that cast annoyed me. But this one, I feel like even though one of them is a household name, one of them is on their way, I feel, and well, obviously they got Elizabeth Banks behind the movie. I don't know. I just felt like they were using some lower name talent, and which was already elevated to a better quality movie, personally.
Yeah, well, most big budget movies do that. They bank on their star power instead of actually banking on the writing. So I'm hoping that when you see that shift, you'll see a rise in the quality of the writing and the quality.
Well, that's the thing. It's written by and directed by, I believe, Elizabeth Banks.
Yeah,
which
that girl
also
is a genius.
She's amazing.
Also wrote and direct the acapella.
Yes,
sequel,
Pitch Perfect.
Pitch Perfect,
Yes.
which I love. I
Yeah.
love those films. Sorry.
Yes,
I love.
they are.
She
No,
has done
I have
so
no
many
shame.
movies,
Those
it's
movies
ridiculous.
are good.
Yeah.
And Elizabeth Banks has been a fantastic actress for a long time, and apparently is also a really good writer, director, producer.
Yes.
The fact when I saw her name as produced by and directed by, I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna lose the memory of Drew Barrymore as a Charlie's Angel, and I'm gonna get over it and get into this movie.
Well, and she's also playing Bosley too, so she's in the movie as well, which I think she fits that
Is
role.
she playing Bosley, or
She
is
played
it?
that- No, she's playing Bosley in this
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
She's the boss.
There was one old white dude in
There's
the trailer.
Patrick Stewart, but he's
Yeah.
something
Patrick
else.
Stewart, yeah. What is he? Is he the villain?
Well, so
No.
technically, there's three Bosleys.
Yeah,
Patrick Stewart, Elizabeth Bank, and then I'm gonna butcher his name, but everyone knows what I'm talking about. Dizimanu Hensu. I don't know. I
Jamon
can't say his name.
Hansu?
Yes, that one.
Hey,
He's
the D is silent. Okay.
Yeah, got it. I can never say his name. I never can. Everyone knows what I'm talking about when I
I'm
say
going
that.
to pronounce it for you one more time. Jamon Hansu.
Dude, and I am so fired for when he first said that, not saying who.
I'm just now thinking of freaking the Quentin Tarantino film with the D is silent.
Django?
Yes. We all liked the trailer. We all thought it looked good. Go ahead.
The trailer itself was fine. Absolutely fine. I had no problems with the trailer. But you assemble a cast list with the likes of Elizabeth Banks, Patrick Stewart, Naomi Scott, go down the line, and then you go, what can we do to add even more star power? And you pick Kristen Stewart? Ugh.
Well, I mean, she's Patrick Stewart's granddaughter, right?
That's what the casting agent thought.
I'm just like,
joke,
so
folks.
just
that's like when they cast Eisenberg for Lex Luthor, and they're like, no, we meant Heisenberg.
That was
right.
And then
That was the
to
worst
make it
casting
worse,
decision in the history of movies.
you put her. It's just the Kristen Stewart bad wig parade. Is what I saw out of her. I mean, like I said, the rest of the trailer was fine, and I think the rest of the cast is going to be fine. So I think they'll be able to carry her through. But I was, if I want to watch a bad wig parade, I'm going to go watch Schitt's Creek because at least that's an entertaining show.
It's a great show.
But,
Great show.
Elizabeth Banks not only wrote but directed and casted the movie. So I got to assume that I love her. So
I love her, and we're all allowed one mistake. No, we're all allowed one mistake.
She did have one mistake.
Have you seen
There was actually three. There was three in that
Twilight or Adventure?
She's in the movie
Huntsman.
with she's in the movie. No, she's in the movie with Vader.
She's in a
Jodie-
movie with the Masonic?
She was in The Runaways.
Yeah, she was in Runaways, but she was in not the Catcher.
Okay, wait. I gotta clarify this. Esky Beats is asking, Schitt's Creek, is that the follow-up to Dawson's Creek? I love that. I love that. But you do need to look it up. It is a hilarious show. It is on Netflix. Schitt's is spelled SCHITS. And it is pretty freaking funny. It is a pretty funny show. Yeah.
It is hilarious.
I still haven't watched it, but I'm looking forward to it.
It's Eugene Levy and his son.
Jumper.
And
Boom.
it's
I'm sorry.
Catherine O'Hara.
Jumper.
She's in Jumper, The Messengers, and she's in the Jodie
Jumper?
Yeah, she's the daughter, the stepdaughter, or the stepsister at the end of the movie.
Oh,
But honestly, I was excited for this movie the first time I saw it because number one, I love Naomi Scott like he does. I thought she was the highlight of the live action for me. I could not believe how much she owned that role. I couldn't believe how good her voice was. Oh my god!
And not to cut you off, but I remember going back to when we actually started talking about Aladdin in the first place on the show, and we were talking about who was Naomi Scott, like who is she even fit to fit that role? And here she was that role. And that's
and now her talent has shown through.
Yeah, I know, it's amazing, and I'm hoping so badly that freaking Kristen Stewart finally comes out from underneath the shadow of the Twilight movies.
It looks like she will.
I know.
Looks good.
That's what I'm saying because she's the only American actress to ever win. There's a French version of the Oscars. She's the only American actress to have ever won one of those, and it's because she stepped outside of the freaking Hollywood spotlight and went off and did her own thing in France, and she completely killed it.
And actually showed emotion at some point.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's weird.
So I really want her to be able to shine because I know somewhere underneath all of that freaking crap that Twilight piled on top of her.
What was the movie about the amusement park?
Adventureland. I was about to say the same thing. Like she was
pretty good
in that
now.
movie.
Yeah.
Okay, third and final trailer. Jungle Cruise with The Rock and Emily, but
Emily Blunt.
Emily Blunt. I'm sorry. Do you mean Jumanji meets every action movie ever?
No, I mean Jungle Cruise.
You mean Jungle Cruise meets The Rock? That's basically
exactly.
Disney meets The Rock.
I love how they did this trailer. I love this trailer because it shows the mummy type of thing with Emily Blunt of like going out, like hunting something, and then it shows The Rock, and The Rock is like a con man Jungle Cruise guy, and that's how you get the tie into the Jungle Cruise ride. He literally does all the jokes from the ride.
I know. They brought in the backside of water. That is
well, because the question was, how are they going to tie the ride in to this movie? Are they just gonna?
I'm sorry. There's a ride?
Yes.
Shut your mouth.
What? Are you serious right now?
I'm not a big Disney guy. Sorry.
You've never been to Disneyland. You've never been to Jungle Cruise at Disneyland. Period.
It's right next to Indiana Jones. My goodness.
I've been to Indiana Jones. I've been to Disneyland. I've never seen the Jungle Cruise ride. No.
I'm calling
everybody's
BS.
just staring at me like everybody's just staring at me like I'm evil.
No, sir. This ride is older than all of us. Like, I'm fine with, okay.
You're all just stunned. Okay, edit point.
I'm calling no edit point. I'm calling BS right now.
I have never been, not once, on the Jungle Cruise ride.
I make sure I go on every single time. It's got the smallest timeline to wait to get on that ride.
Yeah, it does.
I've been on Peter Pan. That sucked.
The power of Christ compels you, demon.
Here's the thing. There's actually...
I need an old priest and a young priest.
There's actually a deep story behind the Jungle Cruise. Like, when I went to... The last time I went to Club 33, the member that got us in there, he took us on a little tour.
Richie Rich?
No.
Right? No. It only cost $25K to get on the list.
Right.
Yeah. So he took us on a
$700 dinner. Good. Don't keep telling your story.
He took us. It didn't cost that much for dinner.
Because it's thrown into the $75,000 a year payment.
Were you solo?
I was not solo. So, he took us on a tour around Disney, showing us like all these secrets and stuff. And there's actually this whole like storyline to the Jungle Cruise as well. So it was, you know, I realized that they could do that, but no, I love this trailer. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Don't be sorry. It's a fantastic trailer. It looks like a really fun, engaging movie.
Pete says I'm really fair on a boat.
Jumanji meets like Anaconda. I'm in.
I mean, ideally
with no Jennifer Lopez.
Well, I would like it more if Jennifer Lopez was in it. Yeah.
And no John Voight.
I would like it less if John Voight was in it.
I think this guy, I don't know. I'm a Rock. Obviously, I'm a Rock fan of everything he does for the most part. I love most Disney movies he makes aren't great. So I'm actually thinking this is going to be an actually pretty solid movie. And when you have The Rock in it, you know that the people are going to come to watch it because it's The Rock. But no, I'm actually entertained. First, I was wondering how it was going to be and what was going to happen with it. But I'm actually looking forward to it now. And even though it's coming out next summer, wish it was coming out earlier than that. I actually think I'm going to like this better than Jumanji with Kevin Hart.
Yeah, I can't wait for it either. The Rock is the most charismatic man in Hollywood. Honestly, he's amazing.
He's box office magic.
He is. He absolutely is. I mean, who could? No one other than him could have sold anyone in America on a
Rampage.
No, not Rampage. A reboot of a Robin Williams movie. I mean, even Will Smith. Will freaking Smith, the Fresh Prince of goddamn Bel-Air, had trouble selling people on him taking over the role that Robin Williams left.
He got shit on for that.
No, he did. He was amazing.
And The Rock was praised for doing Jumanji.
I know.
It's amazing.
And no one other than him could have freaking pulled the eyes off of, well, this was a Robin Williams role.
Well, I also did give a lot of credit to the producers and the writers.
Well, yeah, that's true. But not only did he redo that role, we have a second one coming out in 2 months' time.
Absolutely,
I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, I mean you got Danny Glover in this one as well,
and Danny DeVito.
Yeah. So I mean it's going to be fantastic. But We'll get to that one another day. But yeah, no, it's The Rock. It's gonna be fantastic.
The other strength of this trailer is that they really just showed The Rock, Dwayne, and Emily, but you still got Paul Giamatti to be shown in this film. Jack Whitehall, who's coming up. Jesse Plemons is in it. I mean, there's some big names still in it that haven't even been shown. So
yeah,
Giamatti and Plemons are in that movie.
Yeah. So to not have them in the trailer, it shows like how they did a trailer right.
Strong.
They did a trailer right. So
yeah.
Yeah, and what I liked the most about the trailer was that they focused primarily the first half of it, and then even towards the end was about Emily Blunt, her character. So even though everyone's going to go watch this because of The Rock, they're really building this movie up as a story that The Rock is a supporting character, and even though we know he's not, but they're really building up the cast around it. And Emily Blunt's a star of her own. And the fact that they're focusing on her in the trailer, I really enjoyed that part of it all. Instead of just saying, it's The Rock, just come watch the movie.
I know Emily Blunt's another person in Hollywood for me that honestly can't do any wrong. I mean,
yeah, she can't.
I'm
right there with you.
Like,
well, I mean, she did do the Tom Hanks movie. Edge of Tomorrow. I mean,
you hush.
Edge of Tomorrow was a fantastic movie. What are you talking about?
Wait, did you just mix up Tom Hanks with Tom Cruise?
Tom, I apologize. Yeah.
Oh my! Get off the show.
That is a fantastic.
I totally apologize. I'm so sorry.
I will stab you right in the kidney.
For those of you who don't know, hashtag Drunk Marty coming out. That's good. Twitter that and hashtag.
I mean, do you want to fight?
We can fight.
I may have done this. Might be my second podcast tonight, and I did start drinking around 5 o'clock.
Walked
so
over
I do apologize.
When she heard me say that, my wife walked over here and like gave me the most shocked look. Like, how did somebody do that?
Well, what sucks is I'm actually looking at Cruz right now when I said that too.
We love you, Julia.
And Edge of Tomorrow was actually a pretty liked film. So they were.
I love that movie.
I could not get enough of Emily Blunt shooting Tom Cruise in the face. It was so.
I will stab somebody in the heart if they say they don't like Edge of Tomorrow. It's a fantastic.
That's not even the thing that we were arguing
with
about.
Aliens.
The fact that he mixed up Tom Hanks with Tom Cruise. You don't do that.
No, that's unforgivable.
Those were the trailers to watch this week.
Yes, let's move
next
on.
segment.
Okay, so now it's time for the meat and potatoes of the show, and that's the nerd news. There's a reason that I'm wearing the hat that I'm wearing. It's a PlayStation hat, and that's because we got news about the PlayStation 5, the PS5. That is the official title for it, so don't tell us that's not the title anymore. Because
what a shock.
That's what it is. They're sticking to their guns. They're staying with what, they're not doing like what Xbox does with Project Scarlet and making up weird, funky names. It's what we know. It's what we love. It's the PlayStation 5. Along with that, we got details. It is coming out Christmas of 2020, but the details about the actual system itself, they released some of those. First and foremost, we're not getting the spinning hard drive. It's going to be a SSD
solid
drive.
State.
Yeah, which is going to help load things that much faster. It actually gives more space to the games so that they can actually create more stuff where they said the creators can do what they want with that extra space given. They could create a whole nother section of the game. But another amazing thing with this solid state is it's going to make it so you're still downloading the games, but you can download portions. You can download, I just want the multiplayer portion. I just want the single player story. It's going to help out with the spacing on the drive. Now, the big news, the control. We're getting haptic triggers on the control.
I'm so excited.
Mm-hmm.
So that means if you're in a game where your player is pulling a bow and arrow, you will get more resistance as you pull back more on the bow and arrow. You'll get a different feel.
If you're driving in Gran Turismo and you go off the track, it's going to feel different on your triggers as you leave the track and get onto dirt. Like, this is going to be actually reactive to the game experience, and I'm really excited about that.
Any other thoughts, guys?
No, not really. I mean, that's what I was gonna say right there. Like the fact that it's gonna change the way to feel the game, it just makes it changes the gameplay to a whole new level what no one else is giving you, and that's a selling point to come try it and come be there. And I'm not a PlayStation guy. I am an Xbox. I haven't had a PlayStation since PS2. But this one's actually what I've seen. This one actually has piqued my interest into grabbing this one when it comes out next fall.
Is it next Christmas?
Well, it's coming out in October to December, which is technically next fall.
Everything I've said says holidays 2020.
Right. Which holidays start Black Friday?
If you work retail, yeah, absolutely.
I hadn't really cared, honestly, about the fact that a PS5 was coming out. So, for me, I like the fact that you're getting the haptic controls. I like the fact that it's going to be a solid state hard drive. I really like the fact that it's automatically going to be backwards compatible. You don't have to worry about freaking patching it a year later.
I didn't see that. It's going to be backwards compatible.
Yes, backwards compatible.
They're now saying it's not 100% backwards compatible. We'll find out what that means.
The article that I read said that it is most likely going to be backwards compatible with the PlayStation 4. They don't know about PS3, PS2, PS1, or anything like that. Yeah. And they're not certain whether or not the games that they already have on the archives for backwards compatibility for the PlayStation 4 are going to be compatible with the PS5.
I don't care if it's compatible with PS1. I don't need to play Tony Hawk Pro Skater from 1999 or whatever. As long as it's compatible with 2018, as long as we get PS4 games that we can play, good.
So I like where they're going with it. I really am curious to see what Xbox is going to do because they're putting it in direct competition with the fact that Xbox has already said that they were going to release in 2020. So because of that, I'm curious to see why they're building this up the way that they are by seeing what Xbox is going to come out with around the same time. So that's where most of my curiosity is going. But I play both. I play both Xbox and PS4, so it's going to be interesting, and I'm curious to see more.
Some other interesting articles that came from the notes that came from the Wired article about this. Even on just the UI, they talked about that multiplayer game servers will provide the console with a set of joinable activities in real time. Single-player games will provide information like what missions you can do and what rewards you might receive for completing them, all in real time. It's just going to pop up on the screen as soon as you get in.
That's an interesting user interface. I like I said, I like the direction that they're going with it, and I can't wait to read more about it.
Yeah. I mean, here's the last bit that I wanted to was on the remote. What they were talking about potentially doing, they're talking about combined with an improved speaker on the controller. So they're gonna have a better control voice augmentation on it. Is the way they were talking about it, because they're saying that there's a potential mic built into the controller, and they're saying it might be in there, it might not. But I mean, an actual voice interface with your games might be something. I know they tried to kind of do it with the last controller.
It feels like overreaching. You know, like that'd be too much. If I have to talk to my game and playing it, seems like complicated.
Masonic Vader joins in the chat room and subscribed for 21 months in a row. Thank you, Masonic. We'll let you be back on the show next week for that subscription.
No, we need 24 months minimum.
Peteopolis says so.
Yeah, once he hits 24 months, he can start being on the cast again.
So, yeah, I mean, we still haven't got any gameplay. I mean, they talked about in the dev units playing and the feel that they feel with the haptic triggers and everything. We haven't gotten it. We haven't seen it, but
I don't imagine we will until next year, probably around June, or probably for E3.
Yeah,
well,
possibly.
This is the thing I was saying during E3 this last year. The fact that PlayStation didn't go to it, or yeah, it was E3. They were saving up. They were building their platform. They didn't want to go out with something half-assed. And the fact that
they were saving up for State of Play, which they did last 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, well, they were saving up for just being able to release like, boom, this is our thing. And I think they did. They made the right move.
Yeah. All right. Next nerd news story. So John Wick is getting a spinoff.
Yes.
From Len Wiseman, who brought us all the Underworld films. They are doing a film called Ballerina, based off of a ballerina assassin from John Wick 3 that you see for only a little bit.
So, Black Widow?
And she's going to go on a killing spree to take out the people that murdered her family.
Are you talking about me?
I
No,
want it.
you.
I need it.
Hey, Aaron, better watch out then.
Hey, you hush. I didn't kill nobody.
Did he kill her family?
What do you
No,
guys think
kill-
about?
I didn't kill anybody that you care about.
I know we didn't get a lot of details, but Len Wiseman directing, and
That's-
the factor that
that's a
they
good-
are creating an actual John Wick universe at this point now with getting a spin-off. It's not just films with Keanu, which we all love, but they're now
How many
creating.
puppies are they killing?
Well, and you got to remember, like, they not only do they have that, but they also have a TV show coming out too. So they're going to have a TV show about the hotel, and now they're going to have this spin-off, female version of it too. So the fact that they're just building up this John Wick universe is just going to set up bigger things happen in number
Honestly,
4.
when the first movie came out, did anybody ever conceivably think we can build a universe out of this?
Yes.
No,
No.
Yes.
no.
The second
yeah.
one,
No.
yeah, it's
Are
not
you
the first
kidding
one.
me? No. As soon as they went into all the lore behind the hotel, behind the high table, behind all of that, that was something that they could build on. I knew that, but I was so skeptical that they would actually be able to, because at that point we didn't know that there was going to be a sequel. We didn't know that there was going to be anything else that they were going to do with this, but they did. And oh my God, I think it's going to be beautiful. I think that this could be bigger than Bourne. I think this could be a new platform for
Bigger than what?
Yes,
bigger than
absolutely.
Bourne universe. I think this could be something that they could build something as big as Bond off of, honestly.
That's a stretch.
I don't think it's a stretch. I think there's enough lore behind the top.
Bond and Bourne have storylines. The Wick films, they just kill everyone all the time. That's all they do.
Well, yeah, with John.
Yeah.
But I think Ballerina's going to take it in a different direction. I think she's going to take it in a more story-heavy place.
It's
Okay,
a Len
but
Wiseman
Bond-
film.
Bond
Will it
is a
really be
stretch.
story heavy?
I think it could be. I honestly think it.
Nobody wants a story-heavy Wick film.
Masonic says
mean-
Ballerina goes on a killing spree because someone killed her rabbit.
Oh.
No, it's Ballerina. It's her swan. Somebody killed her swan.
Her black swan.
Did they kill her Mila Kunis?
Both of them. Killed both of them, the white swan and the black swan.
Oh, I'll miss Natalie Portman.
All right. Nerd news story number the third one to talk about. George R. R. Martin. He's got a new book coming.
Yeah, in a decade.
No, he actually went on a BBC News or some radio interview and explained current reasons for what's
It's our
going
fault.
on with the
It's our
book.
fault.
It's our fault.
We're not kidding
Exactly.
about it. It's our fault.
It's the celebrity and the fame has gotten to him so much that now he's worried about what, all the ideas that everybody had for characters, what to write, and he is now haunted by these characters because he gets so involved into Westeros that he talks about
He can't sleep
when he
because
goes to
people are
sleep.
expecting so much.
He's seeing
I've
the
never
words and the
loved
phrases.
and hated somebody so much at the same time. Screw that guy. Write your damn book, okay? You keep writing books. You keep writing the wrong books. Write the book.
Yes.
Finish your.
I God damn it, George! I need whiskey. I'll be back.
And he said a lot
Right
of
here.
words, which, and all he really needed to say was, "Now that the show is over, I can write my books." That's all he needed to say. That's
Well,
we all
George
knew
Martin
that was
has
gonna
never
happen.
said anything in 10 words when he could say it in 73.
Exactly. Because he specifically says, now that the show's over and the stress of that is done, I could suddenly everything's coming alive again inside of me. It's like, no, you little turd muffin. Yeah, you don't want to compete with the books. You want all the limelight on you. I mean, you don't want to compete with the show. You want all the limelight on you. Now that the show is over, and you can go look at how much y'all hated season 8 and look at what they did with my beautiful creation. Now here's the real story.
Well,
Let me fix it and let me
Let me
be
give you
the
some of
star
these
again.
key words that he said. He said that the fame was taking a toll on him. He preferred when he could just work in quiet obscurity. And I do indeed have millions of people waiting for this book to come out, which is very gratifying, but can't get to it. I'm glad that they can get so emotionally involved with these characters, but sometimes I yearn for the days when I could just work in quiet obscurity. But those days are gone for me, I'm afraid. This is the reality of my life now. So yeah, he blames us. It's our fault. And remember, he wanted 5 more seasons of Game of Thrones.
I'm so successful. Oh,
You know what you can do?
hard with all these millions of dollars.
Here, I've got an excellent fix for him. He can go on the record and tell them that I wrote the last book.
Yeah.
And I was responsible for producing seasons 7 and 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're
I'll
gonna take that heat.
I'll take that heat, and he can go write in quiet obscurity. And
Yeah.
I'll
He
be
can get back to his Apple IIe or his typewriter or whatever the hell he's using.
All right, I got more wording for you. If my writing is going well, I'm really in Westeros. It does haunt me day and night. I'm laying there in bed, I'm waiting to go to sleep, the lights are out, and the scenes that I'm gonna write tomorrow are in my head. Or maybe the scenes I'm gonna write next week, or maybe the scenes from a different chapter. If you're gonna write them, is what I have to
And
say.
write them so that we can read them.
Up until he said that, because I get it, like a good author, a story will consume you a lot of the times, because I've spoken with a few authors when I was doing book reviews for a company, and they said that they've had those kinds of similar experiences where they're invested so in it that the whole world around them becomes skewed and they're only seeing the world that they've created. But then he goes on to be like, but you know what they do when they have those visions, so to speak? They sit down and they write it.
That's what you do.
I have never.
Wait.
I have never loved a creation and hated the creator so much at the same time.
Pete says Lannisters are from Mars. Snow is from Venus. Masonic says George's new book is Cooking with Dragons.
I want some dragon recipes, honestly.
So.
Did dragon. Grilled dragon.
And the Nerdy Effects is rating with a party of 25 raters. I don't know what that means. I haven't done the rating thing before, but welcome if you guys are rating. So, now we move on to Rapid Fire. So the Rapid Fire Nerd News. This is when we go really quick through the things that are going on. That means quick reactions, quick thoughts. Rapid Fire News story number 1, the gas conundrum in the Milky Way. Take over.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Northern California for a minute.
No, gas conundrum in the Milky Way. So apparently there's too much gas in the Milky Way. It's not escaping fast enough. And they've been noticing this from the Hubble telescope, and they can't figure out why. They don't know what's going on. The biggest assumption is the Milky Way is trying to make new stars. So
I like the theory that they came up with, that our gravitational pull is larger and more powerful than the galaxies around us, and we are stealing the gas from them.
Yep. That's right.
So we're the America of the universe?
Exactly. It's beautiful.
Global warming. That's where it's coming from.
That's
right there.
okay. That's the first thought I thought.
Climate
That I was
change.
waiting in the article for the first thing to see. They'd be like, because of global warming, there's too much gas in the galaxy.
Oh, these nebulas are. It's because gas.
Oh no, we got a better one. Heavy
Because of
D33
gas.
says, "Damn galactic warming." Rephrasing.
Well done. Well done.
Yeah, that was solid. I'm sorry. I mean, gaseous.
Yes, definitely not a solid. Not yet, at least.
All right.
Maybe in a couple million years.
Working towards it.
Rapid fire news story number 2. Da Vinci's bridge design is baffling researchers 500 years later. He designed a bridge that was going to go all the way from Istanbul to was it Constantinople?
It was connecting the entire Ottoman Empire.
Constantinople?
Yeah.
Wait, no. Istanbul is Constant. But you
Is
can't go
Constantinople.
back to Constantinople. No.
Don't. Well, we can't ask the Turks about it because they're currently at war with the
Well,
Syrians.
yeah. What a Constantinople get the works? It's nobody that does the
That is a reference to an old song for people that don't know.
If you don't know that, you're not watching this podcast.
They are watching
Read
the
a history book.
podcast. They just don't know what it is. Yeah, so his design would have only required one full mast connection. It would have made it so ships could get underneath it. Basically, back in those times, it would have taken like 30 to 40 mast connections to even get a quarter of the size that he made. But they're looking at this design 500 years later. They're like, it's ambitious. And the funny thing is, holy crap, he knows how things worked. We all know Da Vinci was a genius, but
Yeah.
No, he was a time traveler.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He knew things back then that no one on the planet should have known.
The guy designed helicopters and like body armor and
a submarine that did not work.
Well, no.
It was a great concept. It just didn't.
Imagine one of us going back to the 1400s in Italy and trying to describe a submarine to somebody.
I know,
Yeah,
but
seriously.
Close, it wouldn't work.
I love that it's still confusing people to this day because we have a greater concept of physics than he could have ever known. But
Yeah.
I love it because it's all working on pressure and friction. There's no chemical additives. There's no adhesives. There's barely any support for this bridge. And it's all just based on the weight of a stone that they would use.
Just
And-
architectural, structural, like
Exactly. Architectural
things sticking together.
Literally, it's literally perfect. I mean, the way that the bricks are interwoven, the way that he's made it work, the way that he's balanced the friction coefficient with the weight of the bridge, it's just phenomenal to see that it still holds up 500 years later. It's amazing to me. I love it.
I love the chat room is going off about the gas and that it's all the aliens' fault. Blame the aliens. Emissions from the spaceships.
Well, Will Smith will save us.
I mean,
It's this is why Marvel has to get a Fantastic Four movie going right now, because obviously
Too many Fantastic Four movies already. They're not good.
It's Galactus. He's coming.
Liam Neeson's going to be Galactus. At least
I know.
I hope that rumor's true.
It makes me worry even more.
I will come to your planet and I will suck its life.
I have a very specific set of skills.
No,
Which includes eating planets.
I have I have a very silvery naked man on a surfboard.
It's okay. I like him too.
I wouldn't turn that down at this point.
Okay, nerd news. Sorry,
And he'll be played by what's his name?
Ryan Reynolds.
Yes, Ryan Reynolds.
Okay, rapid fire news story number 3. This one makes me so angry. So angry. The X-Men cartoon from the 90s. What is it known for immediately as soon as you think of it? It is the theme song. This is why I was so excited about Disney Plus, was the X-Men cartoon was going to be on there. They're being sued for their theme song. Apparently a Swedish police show had the song first in 1985, so they
don't count. They don't count.
And they are suing Amazon, Disney, somebody else for the factor of using that song.
They're suing now? Like, where have they been for the last 18 years?
Honestly, I think they've been building a case, because have you listened to the song that it's supposedly stealing from?
I hear it. I hear the connection. I can hear the connection for sure. Yeah.
It is. It's really scary. But I can't imagine that they would have gone. I mean, it was who did the thing originally? It was Fox, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I don't think that anyone at Fox would have gone back 20 years to find a music video, an obscure music video from an obscure country, to us at least.
There is a major connection to it. Swedish Magnum PI, Sonic Vader said, is basically what it was. But it is very, very similar. I just now want the X-Men cartoon to have the breakdown jazz version that's in the middle of that song from the original. Alice is, I think, the name. They keep saying Alice over and over in the
Oh,
song.
hold on. I think I've still got it up. Linda.
Linda, that's what it is.
Linda.
So it starts the song and it's like Linda. But
Linda. So exciting.
Hey, honestly, I probably would watch that show. It looks pretty cool.
yeah, but no, the songs are very similar sounding to each other, and there probably is going to end up being, because now that Disney has everything from Fox,
They're gonna settle out of court.
there'll be a settlement for sure.
Oh yeah, without doubt. That's what it comes down to. Is they know Disney now owns the show, so now they can get paid because they weren't going to get paid before. I mean, especially Linda. I think Linda ended their run like the year before or 2 years before X-Men came out.
Yeah, it started.
Literally, it's like 91 or 92, and X-Men started in 94.
1983 was when it started. I think it only ran for like 9 years. So
yeah, it ended like in 81 or 91, 92. And then X-Men came out like 93, 94. So they had an argument right then and there, but they weren't going to get money from Fox.
No.
I'm not saying that they knew they were going to get, that Disney was going to sell it.
The most conservative network ever. Yeah, no,
Disney never sells anything.
The show, like, it was only on air for like a few seasons, and then it came off, and now Disney owns it. So why not strike while it's hot? I mean, they can go to Disney, and Disney's gonna pay them a crap ton of money, and they haven't done anything with this song in 20, 30 years. So why not do it now? Makes perfect sense for them. It's bullshit.
If I could come up with some reason to sue Disney for some sort of intellectual property, I would do so because they would pay me so much.
Yeah,
Boy.
exactly.
I hope they settle out, because the big thing with it, my fear is, like I said, I was so happy when it was announced that Disney Plus was going to have the X-Men cartoon from the inception, from the first day. If I get the X-Men cartoon and I don't get that song, I'm gonna be very disappointed. It's just gonna be sad.
Well, it's just not the same thing.
Here's the thing with like X-Men, like it was on Hulu for a good minute. Like they had all the Fox cartoons. They had X-Men, they had Spider-Man, and I used to watch a crap ton. That was one of the main reasons. The X-Men and Spider-Man cartoons and the Hulu versions of SmackDown and Raw were the only reasons why I even got Hulu in the first place. And then they gave up X-Men and then Spider-Man. So now I've gotten to the point where I will listen to this on like YouTube versions of the episodes and start off because they get the music to that. One of my ringtones is that theme song for that reason. I used to go home from first grade class, rush home across the street just so I could put X-Men on, then watch Batman or Superman or Spider-Man, and then Power Rangers. That was my childhood growing up.
Disney afternoon. I used to go home specifically so that I would catch the Tailspin song just in time.
Yes, Tailspin.
Anyway.
Rescue Rangers.
The last bit of the show today is our Somebody's Got to Talk About It segment.
We need to talk.
You talking to me?
Oh my God! Who told you?
Have you told anyone else about this?
What you talking about?
Look who's talking.
Somebody's Got to Talk About is the weird, funny, odd stories that pop up in geek, nerd, and pop culture that somebody's got to talk about. And we decided, why not us? Well, the one that we're talking about today is Keaton Patti created a bot, and had it watch 1,000 hours of Batman films and television, and then had the bot write a Batman script, a story. And you always wonder what type of story is going to come out of a bot after it's watched 1,000 hours of something.
I'm always suspicious of these.
The story that came out was hilarious, and it has grown. People are having so much fun with it. You've had comic book creators draw the story, and you also had an animated version come out. What we decided that we're going to do here is we are going to do a dramatic reading of the script. It's only 2 pages.
Yes, we're doing a table read of the Batman bot script.
So ICZorro will be doing the narrator.
Yes, I will.
A Bearded Master will
You
be
are
Alfred,
doing Batman.
and apparently I'm doing Batman, and Aaron will be doing the Joker. So,
So good.
yeah. So we'll let ICZorro start off. You got it up?
Do
you guys all have it up?
Does everybody have their scripts pulled up?
I have mine.
I do.
Okay. Intro. Traditional Batcave. Batman stands next to his Batmobile and uses his Batcomputer. He's sometimes Bruce Wayne, sometimes Batman, all times orphan.
You gotta switch back and forth. Be careful. This is now a safe city. I have punched a penguin into prison.
Alfred, Batman's lawyer, Battler, carries a tray of goth ham.
You know, Mattress Wayne.
An explosion explodes. The Joker and Two-Face enter the cave. Joker is a clown, but insane. Two-Face is a man, but attorney.
No, it is Two-Face and One-Face. They hate me for being a bat.
Batman throws Alfred at Two-Face. Two-Face flips Alfred like a coin. Alfred lands heads up, which means Two-Face goes home.
It is just you and I, the Joker. Bat versus clown. Moral enemies.
I am such a freak. Society is bad. You drink water. I drink anarchy.
I drink bats just like a bat would.
Batman looks around for his parents, but they are still dead. This makes him have anger. He fires a bat rocket. The Joker deflects it with his sixth sense of humor, a clownly power.
I have never followed a rule. That is my rules. Do you follow? I don't.
Alfred, give birth to Robin.
Alfred begins the process, since it is his job. The Joker now has a present in his hand. He juggles it over to Batman.
Happy Bat Day, Birthman.
Batman opens the present since he's a good guy. It contains a coupon for new parents, but it is expired. This is a Joker joke.
Okay, I got to make the key points of the stuff that was on this. This is what the bot wrote. Batman stands next to his Batmobile and uses a bat computer. He's sometimes Bruce Wayne, sometimes Batman, all times orphan.
Sometimes Batman. I loved it.
An explosion explodes. The Joker and Two-Face enter the cave. Joker is a clown, but insane. Two-Face is a man, but attorney.
I know. Too funny.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I read all those really dramatically.
You did dramatically, but I want to make sure everybody heard what the things were that were being said. The lines of, I am such a freak, society is bad, you drink water, I drink anarchy from the Joker. And the best line of all is the very last one, which Batman opens the present since he's a good guy. It contains a coupon for new parents, but is expired because Batman's parents are dead. This is a Joker joke, yeah.
This is a Joker joke.
I think this bot has written the funniest Batman story of all time. I love
this.
This.
Maybe the quintessential Batman story.
It is.
If only he had Riddler in there. I'm Riddler.
Oh, I want to know what else this bot is going to write. I really want to know what else this bot. I'm hoping this guy puts out a lot more of these, because he said this is just the first page that came out. Couple things from the chat room. What does Gotham look like? Is it actually Black Ham from Esky Beats?
No.
No, it's
expired Sam.
It's probably more like Spider-Ham from Into the Spider-Verse, just dressed as Batman.
I go with expired spam.
Spam.
Peteopolis says it sounds like a dubbed Japanese movie from the 70s. Masonic Fader does a Tarzan, me, Batman, you, Robin. And we now have...
When did they go out of date? Did they...
Bat ham does what a bat ham can do.
Oh, if you don't watch the visual version of this podcast, please do.
And then Esky Beats said, expired new parents, when did they go out of date? Did they put out? Okay. That's our show. That's what we got for tonight. Yeah. So with that, let's talk about where we can follow everybody. Ron, where can people follow you outside of the show if they want to chit chat with you? And
I am on both Twitter and Instagram at Das Newport Kid, DASNEWPORTKID. And I am also Das Newport Kid on Xbox Live and PlayStation Network. So come play.
ICZorro, where can people follow you?
At ICZorro on Twitter, Instagram, PlayStation Network, pretty much all the places.
What about you, a bearded master?
You can find me at A Bearded Master on Twitter, Instagram, as well as which is where I'm more active on Boot to the Face on Twitter with number 2 or Boot to the Face _ on Instagram.
And Super Hoovy and Freak, where can people follow you if you're not running away to go take care of people in the middle of the cast?
I know, yeah. Follow me on Twitter at Super Hoovy and Nut, and you can follow me on Instagram at Super Hoovy and Freak. Depending on what day of the week it is, will determine what I'm talking about. This weekend it'll probably be all about the Supernatural premiere.
So if you want to follow this podcast, you can check us out at our home site, malice-corp.com. Make sure wherever you're listening, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, that you're dropping a review, that you're leaving a comment, that you're subscribing, whatever, whenever. If you guys want to support us here, if you like what we're doing, if you have Amazon Prime, that means you have Twitch Prime, which is free to give a 30-day subscription to someone. You can click that little subscribe up there. It doesn't cost you anything, helps us out. We do greatly appreciate it, but thank you. We record this every Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, live. So if you guys have fun and you want to come and join us, please, you are more than welcome to come join us on Twitch, twitch.tv/Malice Corp, or you can interact with us all the time on Facebook, on our group page at MaliceCast, All Things Nerd Podcast. With that, if you want to follow me, you can check me out on Twitter at @mest_Malice Corp or on Instagram at mest5150, or you can check out the fun extra adventures I have on YouTube at Geek Guidepost. That's all I got for you guys. You guys keep nerding on, and we will see you next Friday.
Indeed.
Carry.
Peace out.